This is a Baytown Media live stream sports presentation.
Baytown Media, every event expertly captured.
Good morning and welcome to Corner Brook, Newfoundland, the lovely West Coast. We got the 2026 Under 11A Provincial Tournament going on here from the Civic Center in Corner Brook. And we're just about ready to go here this morning. First game for the Caps and Blades in the tournament. And it should be a great one. Both these teams have faced each other multiple times throughout the year in the Don Johnson C. Stoyles tournament and the Joe tournament. Last couple games between these two teams, back December 3rd, 1-1 draw, December 18th, 2-2 draw, and then the Blades took the matchup on January 15th, 5-3. The last meeting of these two teams was a spirited one in Halifax at the Joe tournament. The Caps took that one 5-2 in the semis, but there were 12 minor penalties in that one, so quite the eventful game, and we're expecting much of the same here this morning. Both goalies now getting some final reps here. We're just 40 seconds now away from puck drop. And the tournament gets started for both of these teams. Caps will be in the black jerseys this morning. Mount Pearl Blades in the white. And both of these teams will play again today. The Caps will play the Bay Arena Rovers at 4:30, and the Mount Pearl Blades will play the Northeast Eagles at 5:30. Tomorrow, Mount Pearl will take on the Bay Arena Rovers at 8 a.m., and the Caps at 8:30 will take on the Eagles. And then everything will be up in the air for the playoffs. And there's the buzzer. And we're just about ready to go here. Just about ready for puck drop. And most of the Cats players traveled in yesterday on the 7-hour drive across the island. Beautiful day on the road. No injuries or illnesses from the Caps lineup tonight. The Caps with their last spin around. Caps did have a practice when they arrived here last night to get the juices flowing a little bit. And that will be their last practice as an under 11 group. I'd like to thank all the parents, coaches, and volunteers that supported this team all year. No, you're good. And it looks like Simon Russell getting the start for the Caps, and Christian Sleep in goal for the Blades. And there's the whistle. And we'll finally get this tournament started. O'Keefe and Brown to take the face off here for the Caps and Blades. There we go. We are off. Pike dumps it down ice. Back up the center. And Pike will poke check it out of the way. Dillon dumps it down now for the Blades. Caps stop it up there at the blue line. And now turn it back down to ice. Brown, and he loses it. Back to Raleigh Hillier, who will dump it deep, and that will be an icing call, and we'll get a face-off back in the Caps' end. Next to Simon Russell. Puck now behind the Caps net. Lewis with it. Lewis pass across to Tizert. Tizert up to the blue line and turn back there. Mount Pearl back in the attack zone. Keogh off the boards and dumps it deep. Penny tries to get it back to him, but the Caps break out. Up to the blue line. Here's Wilson. Wilson falls as he hit the line. Puck now just out over the Mount Pearl blue line. Keogh with it again for Mount Pearl. Up through the center, no one there. Lewis and Tizert back to pick it up for the Caps. Lead pass intended for Cheater, blocked by Dawson. Walsh now behind the goal. He gets it out to the point, kept in by Mount Pearl. Mount Pearl still controlling, down deep, in front, shot. Oh, big save there by Simon Russell. Shot back out, up high. Russell saves it, rebound in front. back to Norman, and Norman will dump it in. Mount Pearl now with a bit of pressure. We got some pushing and shoving in the corner. Puck up the boards, not out. And back to center, and Mount Pearl picks it up. Caps in off the bench, still inside the line. Caps controlling the corner. Let's move there out in front. Trying to get it to Burns. Caps still with it now in the corner. Trying to cut it in front all alone. Oh, up high and over the goal. Chance there for the Caps. And now Nash has it. Nash will dump it in. Mount Pearl back to pick up that puck. Puck down behind the goal line. And now O'Keefe picks it up for Mount Pearl. Gets it up the line. Taylor up to Dillon. Dillon with a move. And can't get through. Caps turn him back. Brown has it. Brown, White picks it up at center. Spins. White in over the blue line. Nice move there by White. Can't get the shot away. Good stick in there by O'Keefe. And now the puck back to Taylor, who cuts up the boards. Pike back to pick it up now for the Caps. He got it behind the goal. He's being watched by Taylor. And that's taken away there by the Blades. Dillon. Puck behind the goal. Puck in front. Shot. Scores! Taylor with the opening goal. And Mount Pearl take a 1-0 lead. Taylor picked up the rebound in front and put it behind Russell. So 8:48. And the Blades take the early 1-0 lead. Puck dumped into the Mount Pearl blue line. And now taken back up. Anthony, puck taken away there by Lewis. Lewis spins, it's in behind the line. Lewis still with it. Lewis, cross ice, that's taken away by Kennedy. And we got a Caps player down. And there's a whistle. Trainer coming out to have a look at the Caps player, and hopefully he's okay. .808 left in the first period. 12-minute stop time periods. Caps player now coming to his feet. Heading to the bench on his own accord. Seems to be okay. And we'll get a face-off now, just outside the Mount Pearl blue line. Pike against Pearson. And puck back to center, and Tizzard will dump it down behind Sleep. Pike now battling with it, got Walsh. Walsh picks it up in the corner. Walsh cuts it towards net. Nice pass in front to Cheater. And there scores! Ryan Walsh puts in the rebound. And the Caps now get get that one back, tie it up. Goal there by Ryan Walsh. And we're knotted up here. Pike spins and now back to Cheater. Cheater cross ice to Nash. Nash up the center. Pike chasing after it and he'll steal it. Pike will trying to dump it in. And now it's outside the line. We got Cheater picking it up now for the Caps behind the goal. Puck in front. Oh, and White now will pick it up as he picked up that puck in the slot. Maynard now for the Blades will dump it deep. And now Nash has it. Nash kept inside by Randall. And now White has it again. White will spin out. White up to the blue line. Nice pass across to Brown. Brown in. Brown shot scores! Aiden Brown. Beauty move. Nice pass from White. And now the Caps have a 2-1 lead with 6:48 left in the first. Face off, won by the Blades. Dillon dumps it down. O'Keefe chasing after it. Pike with it behind the net. Will wrap it around the boards. And kept in at the line by Randall. Randall will flick it up into the bench. And catches one of the coaches. Aaron Walsh caught that one. Seemed to be okay. Face off inside the line. Coach is calling for an outside. But Aiden Brown puts the Caps up by one. There's the face off. Puck up high. Pike gets it up the boards. Now the puck in front of the Caps bench. O'Reilly Hillier backhander up. And away goes Wilson. Wilson trying to get it deep, and Mount Pearl turns it back. Still scramble for Martin. Pass across, intended for Winter. Winter now will pick it up on the boards and wrap it around. Wilson gets it behind the goal. Wilson spins out. Wilson still with it. Two Blades all over him. And now Martin comes out with the puck. He'll wrap it around the boards again. And Blades will get it down the ice. Will be an icing call as the Caps go back and pick it up. 2-1, 5:42 left in the first period. St. John's Caps, Mount Pearl Blades. Game one here at the Under 11 Provincials, live from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Puck in the corner now. Back behind the net. Mount Pearl trying to get it up to the line, and Will Pearson now, number 7 for the Blades. Gets it out to Anthony, who will dump it deep, chase it down. Tizert back to get it. Back to the line. Shot by Keogh. That's blocked by Peyton Pike. Puck back to center. Kennedy has it now. Kennedy. Now Cheater with a toe drag in front. Puck still sitting in front. Everyone's banging away. Nobody can't get at it. And now Mount Pearl will try to clear it, get it to the blue line, and still back to center. Anthony, he gets stripped by Peyton Pike. Cheater will dump it down, and he'll go for a change. Brown in behind the goal with Keogh. Oh, dangerous there for Mount Pearl coming out from behind the goal. Puck dumped deep. And that's going to be another icing call. 4:19 left in the first. Still 2-1. St. John's Caps lead after the Blades took a early 1-0 lead. And a goal by Taylor. Caps responded. Walsh and Brown. Now we got a face-off in the Mount Pearl end. Cheater has it now. We'll dump it in. Brown will get it in the corner. Shot on goal in front. Oh, and White try to get a stick on it. And out comes Burke. Burke will dump it down in the far corner. Chase after, but Joy. Nash in there with him. Collision there in behind the goal. Caps get it to the blue line. Mount Pearl keeping it in. And looks like we got a penalty coming up against the Blades as Brown was hit. And it looks like Dawson going to the box for the Mount Pearl Blades. So first power play of the morning with 3:38 left in the first. Caps with it now. Wilson trying to get it on goal. Back to the point. O'Reilly Hillier will keep it in. Martin over in front. Nice pass. Nice pass in there. Back over to Wilson now. Puck in the corner. O'Reilly Hillier over his stick. And now we got a foot race. Taylor versus Pike. Pike will pick it up in behind the boards. And we'll backhand it out to the point. O'Keefe takes it there. Kept in by Randall. Wide. Pike off the boards. Great penalty killing here by the Blades. Martin tries to enter the zone and stopped up. Puck in over the blue line. Nice move there by Martin. Pike in there now. Pike picks it up. Pike tries to spin. And that puck is dumped down the ice. Caps got to go back and get it. 55 seconds left in the power play. 2:30 left in the first period. Lead pass down ice. Cheater chasing after it. James Cheater in the corner. And Blades will wrap it around the boards and down the ice. Here's Lewis with it now at center. Lewis in over the line. Nice drop pass there. And taken away by Pearson. And Pearson going to be gone. Only Tizert back now for the Caps. Pearson long shot, and that's deflected off Tizert's stick. Peyton Pike around the boards. Walsh will pick it up there. Walsh up to the center. Couldn't get the pass to Cheater. Pike now pressuring Peyton Pike. Can't get through. Power play over. Great penalty killing there by the Blades. Josh Cheater will dump it in. It's down behind the Blades goal. 1:26 left. Nash with it. Nash trying to get the puck up. And now Brown has it. Brown, he stopped up. Anthony will turn it back. 1-on-2. Anthony goes to the net. Shot. Oh, and that's well over top of the crossbar. Pass Russell. Brown tries to get it over to White. White couldn't handle it. Now Barnes And away go the Blades again outside the zone, but nice back check in there by Brown, and he'll pick it up. Brown back to White. White shoots it in. Now Brown has it. Brown hauled down, and another penalty call against the Blades. And looks like Penny will go to the box. Joy will go to the box. And we're going to get a face-off in the Blades zone with 39 seconds left. Tripping call against Joy. Puck out to the point. Pike with it. Shoots it in. Chance in front. Oh! Great backhander there. And a great save by Sleep. Good chance for the Caps. There's Brown, almost got the backhander in there. Raleigh Hillier knocked down White with it. White with a shot. Oh, that didn't miss the top of the crossbar by much. Battle in the corner. Back to Pike on the point with a shot. Deflects. Rebound in front. Oh, great chance there. Burns with it in the corner. Two Blades all over him. 5 seconds left. Caps with it behind the goal, trying to get it in front. And no goal, and there's the buzzer. And that will do it for the first period. A great period of hockey. 2-1, Caps lead at the end of one. And we're going to get the ice clean here now. Both teams will head to the dressing rooms, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes for the second period. Welcome back. We're getting ready now for the start of the second period. Under 11A Provincials live from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. You got the St. John's Caps with a 2-1 lead. Goals by Ryan Walsh and Aiden Brown. Anna Claire Taylor for the Mount Pearl Blades. Caps will start the second period with a power play, 1:20 left. Christian Sleep and Simon Russell, the two goaltenders that will start this period. Clean sheet ice, and we're just about ready to go. We're at the Civic Center in Corner Brook. Caps in the black jerseys and Mount Pearl in the white. Three 12-minute stop time periods.
Alex, we're going to get pizza, not fun.
Another close one between these two teams. There's the whistle, and there's puck drop. Mount Pearl right off the face-off, but Martin steals it now. Martin trying to get it up to the blue line, and lots of water left on the ice there, causing some havoc. Poik now with it behind the goal. And penalty coming up to the Caps. Poik for tripping. And the water still on the ice, causing some havoc as the puck just stopping. There goes the Caps power play. And we'll have 4-on-4 for the next 52 seconds. And then Mount Pearl will get a brief power play. Face off now, and the Caps in. Caps trying to get it out. Puck dumped down. Lewis back to get it. Lewis stops up. Pearson trying to spin out with it, but Martin takes it away. And Anthony takes it back from Martin. Caps get it outside the line. Martin with some pushing and shoving over in the far end. Martin taken down, and puck sent down the ice. Puck just stops up in the corner. Martin hauled down again, no call. Peyton Poik with it now behind the goal. And he'll backhand it into Martin. Martin tries to get it in front. Puck back to the point, shot. Great shot there. The line by Tizard. And now out comes Mount Pearl. Pearson trying to get it across. Tizard back behind the goal. Lewis in there too. Some pushing and shoving down behind the goal. Puck now on the boards. Shot in front. Goes in right into Russell, and he'll cover up for the faceoff and hold on. 32 seconds left in the power play. Still 2-1, 10:03 left in the second period. Puck to the point. Pearson now in the slot. Hauled down by Jeter. No call there. Puck all the way down the ice. He just passes the goaltender sleep. Pearson now it in over the blue line. Pearson and offside. There's the call at the line. Face-off going to come outside. Power play over now. And we're back to even strength. 9:32 left in the second. And face-off will be just outside the Caps blue line. Burke gets turned back away from Nash. Randall with it now at center and will dump it down. That's going to be nice and called as it crosses the goal line and face off back down to the Mount Pearl end. Under 11A Provincial Tournament live from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Puck on the near boards down over the line. And right back to Russell, and he'll cover up and hold on for the face-off. Brown versus Burke, the face-off circle. Nash behind the goal, and he'll wrap it up the boards. Brown, nice pass across to White, just past his stick. White still with it. White will dump it in on goal. Oh, pops up on sleep, and he'll hold on. And there's the whistle. Face off now in the Mount Pearl end. 8:49 left in the second period. Puck back to Pike on the point. Turns, fires. Martin gets hit from behind. And now Taylor coming out from behind the goal. Stopped up there by Wilson. Now outside the line. Caps dump it back in. Puck pops up. Martin trying to kick it up. To his stick. Wilson now behind the goal. Wilson centers it. Nope. Off the back of the goal. Caps can't keep it in. Out over the line. Puck off the skate of Pike. Shot. Oh, Keefe with a shot and just over top of the goal. Wilson can't get it out. O'Keefe keeps it in. Martin back to the point. Shot in, and that's wide of the goal. Taylor chasing after it. Pike in the corner. Martin tries to get it out over the line, and Will Keogh back to chase it down. And now gets it up to Taylor. Here's Lewis coming on now. Puck back to center. Mount Pearl will dump it in. Lewis will pick it up behind the goal. And Lewis has it. Gets it up to Walsh. Walsh cross ice to Cheater. Cheater with a nice move there, and back comes Mount Pearl to pick it up. Walsh off the boards. Anthony back there. Pike with it in the corner. Peyton Pike. Still with it. Down low. Two blades all over him. Cheater in now to help out. Pike backhands it in behind the goal. Cheater with it. Cheater spins, fires in front. Pike, oh, rebound. Great save there by Sweet. And out to the blue line, and Tizard will dump it in. Pearson picks it up now for the Blades. And Pearson now winding up to the center. Here goes Pearson. Pearson cuts outside, shot up high, and that didn't miss by much. Caps now back down ice. Here comes Brown up the center. Brown flying up to the middle. Brown cuts it wide, shot in, deflects it wide, rebound, shot. Oh, White with a chance, and that's blocked in front. Now Mount Pearl trying to get it out. Caps keep it in. Cheater. And now they'll get it out. Nash picks it up at center. Nash will dump it back in. And Mount Pearl will come out of the zone. Will dump it down. Cheater back to get it for the Caps. Around the boards to White. White off the boards. And Brown now gone in. Brown. Backhander, and that was just wide. Puck in the corner. Brown comes out with it. Brown spins, backhander in front. Nice stick there. But the Blaze to get it out of harm's way. Back to Pike now at the point, and he'll backhand it in. White in the corner to Brown. Down the boards. Blades trying to clear. Raleigh Hillier can't keep it in. Now Pike back to get it. Pike with it now behind his own goal. Nice pass up the middle of Martin. Martin trying to thread the needle there. And now back come the Blades again. Taylor. Cross ice pass, and Pike picks that off and gets it up the boards. Puck in front. Oh, poke check there. Oh, what a save by Simon Russell with the pad. Nice long shot in, and that's blocked by Raleigh Hillier. Taylor trying to get it in front, and no one there. Winter up the boards. Kept in by Keogh. Back to Russell. Russell holds on for a face-off. 3:43, and we've got a whistle and a little break in play. 2-1, Caps still lead. We're going to get a goaltending change now for the Caps, as Noah O'Brien will come in. And Nathan Morris will come in for the Blades. 3:43 left in the second period. Still 2-1. Caps lead. 111A. All-Star Provincial Hockey live from Corner Brook. Lewis now picks it up behind the Caps net. Nice pass out to Peyton Pike. Peyton Pike. Pass up to Walsh. Walsh shot, and that's just wide. Cheater now with it in the corner. Puck kept in at the line by Walsh, and he'll dump it deep. Cheater and Pike will chase after it. Cross ice pass there. And now Blades in over the line. Taylor shot off the outside of the post. And O'Brien will cover up and hold on for the faceoff. 3:01 left in the second period. Face off now to the left of O'Brien. Puck in the corner. Here comes Penny in with a shot. Stopped there by O'Brien. Penny able to walk right through. Penny still with it. Back to the Randall on the point. Randall misfires. Now the Caps for the breakout. Brown trying to get it through to White. And And now Pearson takes it away. Gets it to Penny. Penny will dump it in. Tizert. Pearson after him. White picks it up on the far boards, trying to get it out over the line. Turn back in. Caps now pick it up. Oh, backhander there by Brown. Gets picked off by Penny. Penny dumps it in. Tizert back in the corner. Watched by Pearson. White. Cross ice pass there. Burns, It's Randall. Randall takes that puck. Randall off the glass. Back to the point to Cheater. Cheater will dump it in to White. White trying to get the pass across to Brown. Puck in front. No one there. Back to the point. Nash keeps it in with the skate. Gets it over to Brown. Brown with a move. In front. White back to Brown. Oh! What a goal there! By Burns. Max Burns, and the Caps now with a 3-1 lead. Beautiful pass and play. And the Caps with a 3-1 lead. With 1:38 left in the second. Winter will dump it deep. Martin chasing after it. Scramble in behind the goal. Caps come out with it. Wilson trying to center it. Morris covers it up. And no goal as it went in after the whistle. And we'll get a face off to the right of Morris. 1:14 left in the second period. Face off won by the Caps. Back to Nash at the point. Nash will dump it in. Winter will chase it down in the corner. Wilson there as well. Around the boards. Cheater keeps it in and keep it pressed into the Mount Pearl end. Martin with it now behind the goal in front of Wilson. Wilson trying to get the shot away and he couldn't. Martin in front. Winter. Oh, and we've got a pile up in front again. .44 seconds left in the second. And we'll get a face off to the left of Morris. Peyton Pike to take the draw. To Raleigh Hillier. He'll dump it in behind the goal. Centering pass, oh, in front. Great save there by Morris. And now the Blades will get it out over the line. Right on goal to O'Brien, and he'll cover that up and hold on. .26 seconds left now in the second period. Still 3-1 Caps lead. Puck in the corner. Blades now with a chance there, and that was just over the goal. Puck wrapped around the boards and down the ice. Foot race for it now. Walsh back there. Cheater in putting some pressure on. And there's the buzzer. And 3-1 at the end of 2 periods. We'll be back after this short break. And there's some shots from the drive-in yesterday and the practice in the evening. Again, that was the last practice for the Caps under U11A team this year. And we're live from Corner Brook. Under 11 All-Stars Provincials. Caps with a 3-1 lead, 12 minutes left here in the final period. Puck up to the line. Puck now in behind the Caps net. And there comes Brown now up the center. Brown cuts it wide, looking for the pass across. Oh, big chance there for Burns. We got a battle in the corner. White, Brown, and over his stick. Cheater will dump it in. White with it in the corner. White behind the goal. Back to the point. Nash. Nash will get it in. White has it again. White got Brown in front. Oh, and that was just deflected by Keogh. Brown, sharp angle. And that popped up. And now Mount Pearl up to the blue line and center. And they'll dump it in. Chase it down is Penny. Caps and around the boards, and Brown will pick it up now. Stopped up there. And puck down to the Mount Pearl blue line. Randall will dump it over to Cheater. Mount Pearl takes it away. The Blades back to the point. Randall. A stick there by Winter. And out over the line. Cheater to Wilson. Wilson, cross ice pass intended for Winter, and that's cut off by the Blades. Blades now dump it in. Nash off the boards. Winter knocked down, shot in. That's deflected behind the net by O'Brien. Martin, backhander to Wilson. Collision there, right here on the near boards. And we got a Mount Pearl player down. I don't think there was a penalty call. Mount Pearl player still down. Hopefully they are okay. Getting attended to by coach. And up to his feet now, Maynard seems to be okay and skating to the bench. And face-off is going to be down in the Mount Pearl end. 9:36 left in the third period. Mount Pearl wins the face-off. Stagg with it. Pike got it at the blue line and will dump it in. And kicked aside by Morris. Pike back to get it again. Taylor chasing him. Caps get it up inside the blue line. Cheater with it now. Cheater shot. Oh, deflects just wide. Puck in the corner. Blades just get it out over the line. O'Reilly Hillier will dump it in. Cheater up the Pike. Peyton Pike stops up. And now up the center. Pike with it now. Being watched there by O'Keefe. Caps now. White with it. White with a shot. Stopped by Morris. Caps with it again. Lewis turns back. Being watched by O'Keefe. Blades now take it away. Puck now in the neutral zone. O'Keefe now with some room. Cuts out wide. O'Keefe behind the net. Tries to get in front. And now Burns. Burns cuts out through center. Caps now win it again. And Pearson turns it back now for the Blades. Here comes Pearson. Cuts out wide around Tizard in front. Oh! Dillon couldn't get on it. O'Keefe now will wrap it around the boards. Tizard and Pearson. Pearson takes the puck away. Pearson spins. Now Tizard. Great work there by Tizard. And now foot race for it. Mount Pearl back to pick it up. Being chased by Brown. Brown takes it away. And now loses it. Mount Pearl. Brown going to go to the box. For a hooking call. 7:05 left, so Mount Pearl Blades will go to the power play. A chance here now. Down 3-1. And face-off coming in the St. John's end. Puck back to the point. And out over the line. Cap chases down. Great work there by Wilson. And now Martin will knock it out the zone. Martin, one of the best penalty killers for the Cats all year. Done a phenomenal job in Halifax on the penalty kill. And now the Blades coming out to the blue line. And Wilson again. Great work by Wilson on this penalty kill as well. And an icing call against the Blades. So face-off coming all the way back down to the Mount Pearl end. 6:17 left in the period. 1:12 left in the power play. Face-off back to Pike, who rips it. Oh! It just sits on the line. What a chance there for the Caps. And another icing call. Drew Pike with a clapper from the point. Almost got through. The pads of Morse. We'll be back live this evening at 4:30 as the Caps take on the Bay Arena Rovers. Now Pearl still on the power play. Caps doing a great job on the penalty kill. Randall with it now up the center. Pearson couldn't get away. Pike in with a shot, and that's smothered by Morris, and he lets it go. And Mount Pearl back on the attack again. Here comes Randall up the center. Randall dump it in the corner. Lewis now will pick it up on the far boards. Lewis with time to bank it off the boards and down the center. Blades have it in their own zone. Dillon to O'Keefe. O'Keefe in over the blue line. Cuts it wide. Puck around the far boards. Keogh in off the blue line. He'll spin forward, put it in front. And we got another penalty coming up. Looks like Tizard going to the box for a cross check. So Mount Pearl going right back to the power play. So another chance now for the Blades. Looks like we got a timeout called. .4:54 left in the third period. And now the Mount Pearl Blades will be on the power play. (3-1) Caps lead under 11A All-Star Hockey live from Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Puck back to the point. Cross ice. Chance here. Shot. That's wide. Caps control. Lewis can't get rid of it. And a chance here now for Keogh. Shot. Oh, off the shaft of the stick of O'Brien. Puck in the corner. No call there. Mount Pearl trying to get a shot away. Puck now. And now the Caps will dump it down the ice. Blades will pick it up in their own zone. Keogh now with it again. Keogh in over the line. Keogh trying to cut in. Pike now with it. Caps trying to get it out. Martin will swipe it down the ice and get it back down in Mount Pearl territory. Taylor will dump it, lend the ice, and that's going to be an icing call. 3:34 left in the period, 40 seconds left in the power play. Face off in the Blades in now. Caps chase it down. Pike back to get it for the Caps. And he'll get it out. Martin was almost gone. Another penalty coming up here. Looks like it tripped the Barnes. And going to be a two-man advantage for 17 seconds. And face off now and the Caps in, so real chance now for the Blades. and Martin takes it away and will dump it down the ice. Great penalty killing there by Martin again. Martin is a specialist on these 5-on-3 penalty kills. Out comes Burke now up to the blue line. He'll stop up, dump it in. O'Reilly Hillier will get it around the boards. Randall will keep it in, backhander. Pike will get it up to the line, but not out. Pike will get it again. Pike will launch it down the ice. And back comes the Blaze. Now some open ice as the Caps are changing. Norman, great stick there by Wilson. And we've got a penalty coming up here. Looks like the Blades will go to the box, and that will end the power play as Wilson nailed into the boards. And that will end the power play as Norman goes to the box now for the Blades. And we'll have 4 aside. Face off. Won by the Caps. Tizzard trying to chase it down on the far boards. And now Keogh picks it up. Wilson in there battling against Keogh. And Wilson taken down again and draws another penalty. Both of them are going to the box. And we'll get a face off now in the Mount Pearl end with 2:08 left. So it's going to be 4-on-4. Pike back to the point. Shot there. Oh, glove down by Morris. Blades pick it up in the corner. Here goes Anthony against Tizzard. Another penalty coming up against Tizzard. Shot in, stopped. We got a whistle. Cross check into Tizzard. And face off now to Caps in, and here come the penalties again. Penalty box filling up. Penalty box looks like the line up to Taco Bell in Mount Pearl. Blades win the draw, back to the point. Chance in front. And out wide, Lewis will pick it up. Lewis gets it around the boards. Kennedy with a shot. Deflects in front and goes out wide. In front now, chance, score! Club save by O'Brien and holds on. Great save there. 1:20 left in the period. Don't ask me about the penalties, because that scoreboard is lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm counting 5 Blades on the ice and 3 Caps. Something don't look right. Oh, they got the goalie pulled. There we go. Chance here now for the Blades. Pearson shot, deflects in front. Oh, saved by O'Brien, held on. 1:11 left. Mount Pearl with the net pull, a goalie pulled. Important face off here now. for the Blades. We've got 6 Blades on the ice now. And Mount Pearl trying to set up here. Nash spins. Gets it out to the line, kept in there. Backhander in front. Penny with a shot. Oh, scores! Taylor with her second goal. 1 minute left exactly. And now the Blades are within 1. Three-two. Still trying to figure out who's in the box, and now Pearl puts her goalie back in. Tizard in the box. Wilson in the box. There we go. I think we got it straightened away now. And face off at center. Exactly 1 minute left. And soon as Mount Pearl can get a chance, I'm sure they're going to pull the goaltender again. Walsh, Pearson battling on the boards. Pike with a hip check. And gets a call. Interference call. Pike will go to the box. And 44 seconds left. Face off going to be in the Caps end, and goalie pulled in the Mount Pearl end. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players for Mount Pearl against 3 for the Caps. Chance there for Taylor. Shot covered up by O'Brien and held on. 40 seconds left. We've got a finish here in Corner Brook, the U11A All-Star Provincials. Face off, back to the point, high shot, and that's wide of the goal. Pearson with it now. Pearson circling, trying to get it on goal, in front. Oh! Chance there. 22 seconds left. Mount Pearl. Lewis gets hit behind the net. No call there. Lewis on the puck. And great work there by William Lewis. Taking some time off the clock. 9.9 seconds left. The Caps are pressing. Looks like we got a penalty. Pearson will go to the box. And face off going to come down to the Mount Pearl end. We'll have to put the goalie back in. 9.9 seconds left. Face-off win there by Martin. And the Blades now coming down ice. Long shot down. And that's going to be Picked up by Nash, and that'll do it. There's the buzzer. And the Caps take the first game of the U11 Provincials. 3-2 is the final. Here live from Corner Brook. Thank you for watching today's live stream brought to you by Baytown Media. We're going to get the handshake line and then the presentation of player of the game for both teams. Great matchup as always between these two teams. And both teams now will line up on the blue line for the presentation of Player of the Game awards for both teams. So we'll be back at 4:30 this evening as the St. John's Caps will take on the Bay Arena Rovers. Player of the game for Mount Pearl Blades is Anna Claire Taylor. 2 goals. And for the St. John's Caps, Aiden Brown, number 19. And that will do it for us here live from Corner Brook, and we'll see you later on this afternoon.